Emotions were a struggle for me when I was in the anxiety cycle. One minute I'm laughing, the other minute I'm sad, the other minute I'm, teary, next minute I'm sad, the next minute I'm feeling feelings of anger. So it was a roller coaster of emotions. I didn't understand what was happening. And when you don't understand what's happening, you're gonna get onto Google. You're gonna Google your symptoms, and Google is gonna present to you exactly what you're looking for. Google is gonna present that you are struggling with bipolar, because that's what I thought. I didn't know better. I got into Google. Google told me that I'm struggling with bipolar. Now you see, I start getting worried and my anxiety ramps up. When you worry, your anxiety ramps up, and now you're stuck in this loop of worry. You're stuck in this loop of more physical symptoms, more of the emotions that you don't like, more of the thoughts. So it's a loop. Avoid Google. Stay off Google when you're struggling with anxiety. So emotions were big for me when I was struggling with anxiety. As kids, when we were young, we were never told how to deal with emotions. We were told to, suppress emotions, fight emotions. You don't need to feel sad. You don't need to feel angry. You don't need to feel terrible. You should always be happy. So when I was dealing with anxiety, I also didn't know how to deal with these feelings of intense sadness. And mind you, I was also dealing with depression. So you can imagine how those emotions were. They were real extreme. So a lot of anxiety sufferers were never taught how to deal with emotions. You don't know how to deal with emotions of anger, sadness, guilt, doubt, shame. You feel teary. You feel this chronic sadness that you don't know how to go about it. You literally don't know. What I learned with anxiety is sometimes it is okay to feel sad. It is okay to feel like you're teary. It is okay to feel these feelings of anger. It is okay to feel shame. It is okay to feel embarrassed. It is okay to feel feelings of guilt. You don't need to make them go away. If you can master, because a lot of suffering with anxiety is brought about how we feel. It is not actually the symptoms that are causing the suffering per se. It is how you feel, the feeling that comes with these, the emotions, the physical symptoms, the intrusive thoughts. It is the feeling behind these thoughts. It is the feeling behind these sensations that is making you struggle. If you can learn how to deal with emotions, because most anxiety sufferers tend to fight their emotions, they tend to suppress them, they tend to try to make them go away, not knowing that these are the same things that you're doing to try and make these emotions go away are the reason why they are still sticking. If you can learn how to be able to sit with the discomfort, to sit with the painful emotions, to sit in the fire, then you are a conqueror. Like, recovery is literally next door. The thing that brings anxiety sufferers down is because they don't know how to handle the emotions. They don't know how to handle how they feel about, the physical symptoms, about the intrusive thoughts, about the, any type of sensation that anxiety brings. It always comes with a feeling behind it. So if you can be able to learn how to handle these emotions, then you are steps ahead of recovery.